Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the second lesson of the fitness scaling model. In this one, we are going to talk about money models. We're going to talk about different ways you can make money, you can increase your revenue, things like that, right? Whether it's events that you sell high ticket in live, you do it one to many, whether those are lead magnets like guides, ebooks, all of that stuff that you use to then sell high ticket as well during one-on-one calls or just challenges and all of these different modes and modalities that are there, right? Now, before I get into that, I just want to show you what the industry actually is like reality. So this is going to surprise a lot of you guys. And I'll try to make my point and what I'm going to talk about next more clear after you see this. So on that note, this is also one of the more um, ethical ways to to look at your competition or look at what everyone else is doing in the industry. So on Facebook, right? If there is a gym in your neighborhood or a coach that you don't like or somebody who's really successful, you can go to their Facebook page and then in the Facebook page, you can go to the About section, right? I just picked Moves Method because these guys were at the top of my head. Then you go to their page transparency, you scroll down, it will say here this page is running ads. You go to see all, you scroll down, and then at the very end, it say go to the ad library. And over here, you can see all the ads this person is running, the ad copies, like what the text is. Most mobility programs get this completely wrong. You can see the platforms they're running in Facebook, Instagram, audience networks or retargeting ads, Messenger, direct message campaigns, threads, even. That's kind of impressive that these guys are targeting threads. So they're targeting a platform that's not that common, regardless, right? And then where does it lead to? You can click on that and you can see the funnel. And then you can even go and you can purchase it if you want and see their upsell and downsell process and things like that. So if you look at somebody successful, and you want to model them, this is something you can do. But the thing is, that's not as important, is it? I just wanted to share this before I come to the next step, and the point is that what seems to be apparent is generally not the case. And you guys, most people in the fitness industry end up copying the wrong things, blind leading the blind that fall off the cliff. But anyway, so in the Oz library at the top, you can search any keyword. I'm going to search here fitness, right? And these are all the people that are advertising right now. There are more than 50,000 ads, so it caps the limit. I'm just going to simplify this by selecting Australia, which is where I am right now. Ad category, all ads. We're going to search fitness again. And right over here, there are around 30,000 people that are advertising in the fitness space right now. The same ones that I'll have to scroll this at the bottom because I searched them earlier. Okay, so A Journey of the Ordinary Man, Fitness, Cartel, Springwood, 4 weeks free, whatever. The Body Long Walk. Who is this person? GMF Personal Training. Adelaide, like whatever, Fit Dog, like all offers you can think of, all ideas you can think of, all pricing structures, high ticket, low ticket, 21-day home workout planner, like everything. There are 30,000 people, 30,000 as Zumba with whoever this person is. You're seeing Anytime Fitness, the big box gyms. You can see all the ads they're running. You can see what's special about those ads. You can go to the ads. You can get the promotion. Like, I don't know why Thai people are running ads. Pilates, whatever the thing is. And if you look at these offers, like $0 joining fee, Anytime Fitness, plus the first 2 months free. Now I'll come to my next point, or actually I'll go back to the main presentation, which was over here. And we are gonna share, and we are going to present. So the point was that most businesses think that the front end is where you make the money, or front end is what you should model after, because that's all you can see. You look at a successful personal trainer, you look at a successful online fitness coach, and you see their signature program, and you try to make a similar one yourself. When in reality, The industry is saturated enough to the point, and it's a winner take all environment where what happens when there are a lot of people, the ones at the top get the most sales while everyone at the bottom competes against one another, right? But anyways, before I get into that, the thing is, it's not what they're offering in the front end. It's what they're making in the back end. Two things happen here. All right. In all those ads that I showed you, there are either one group who's selling really low ticket upends, front ends where they're offering free or really cheap lead magnets, courses, programs, memberships, things like that, which are bringing people in. And then many of these are actually spending money, like it's costing them to service people without having any ascension model in place. And they're losing money. So you're trying to model people who are losing money. And on that note, they're probably running the same offers you are running. On the other hand, there are those who are actually smart. They are offering really cheap products upfront to attract the audience. And even then, their lead costs are higher because there are just so many people advertising at the same time. And most advertising platforms are in auction. But despite that, they're making money because they have stronger backends. Backend in the ascension models, sales, long-term programs, their lifetime value per client is higher. Two gyms, two online coaches, two fitness trainers can have the same number of clients, and one can make four times more from the same audience compared to the other just by having a better model. And that's what I want to focus on here. And that's why also in the previous video I talked about maximizing your lifetime value and selling high ticket because this industry is like you can't survive or you can't grow unless you're able to do that. Because sometimes you don't factor in, like most gym owners don't see how much they're paying themselves because they don't take any take home pay. Most fitness coaches or influencers, when you actually do the math over the long run, you realize that you're making the same money that you would do if you got a 9 to 5 job. It is your dream. You want to be good at it. And yes, like I am baiting you guys by offering you like giving you free website templates and funnel templates and everything else in this program, right? And depending on who's watching this, if you're part of a business that I'm working on, I really want you to understand this as well, that all the organics and all the followers that we'll cover how to get and content and things like that and offers and landing pages that look beautiful can make you look successful, but to be actually successful, you need to do the hard stuff. You need to do the tricky stuff. And if that stuff was easy, everybody else would have done it. But that is also awfully simple because quite often people get good at the wrong things, right? Where you get good at attracting people, but not being able to upsell them or ascend them. So then you end up with selling at a loss to a lot of clients without them having any proper structure in place, or you end up um, like just be like getting good at content and things like that that don't actually make you money, right? Or your landing page might look good, or everything might be on brand, but you can't pay your bills with followers, all right? Or with brand design, or with logos, or with things like that. And many of you that are starting out, I do get it. That's the first thing you want to do, and that gets you the commitment, and you feel good when you do it. But also keep in mind that if you don't get the full model right, you won't be able to scale, or somebody who does have a more efficient model will outcompete you, and there are a lot of them, right? So, but the thing is, yet, despite everything I said, most people don't know what I'm about to cover right now. So if you just do what I'm covering, you will be good, and you will be, because again, if you're good, which I mentioned earlier, this is a winner's take all economy. So if you're a winner, you'll be at the top, and 80% of the customers would go to the top 20%. And you would ideally be one of those, right? And even then, like, even if the industry is saturated, there's still billions of human beings. So there is never a shortage of supply, right? You just need to be able to create the demand with having a better copy or having better systems that allow you to either outspend or outcompete others with different methods. And that's something we're going to cover right now. Your ability to generate more resources for your business. Anyways, so this is like the general framework. Lots of people have lead magnets. Lead magnet is like, what do you offer to attract a lead up front? Those free offers you saw earlier, those um, like hundreds and all variations you saw earlier with attractive names and things like that are all lead magnets, right? But that's just the front end. And I will cover some of the best lead magnets as well that we can run. But at the same time, then you sell them a long term, a high ticket, or a program that is like gets your average lifetime or client value to $3,000 to $5,000. That's what you should aim for at the very minimum, right? Especially if you're starting out and you're one person and you don't have the capacity to do a volume-based thing, you definitely want to go high ticket. Um, like the big facilities, 70-80% of their members don't show up. They can monetize on that model because even if they're making 10-20% margins, for at the corporate level, they're fine with that. And so like if they're spending $60 to get $80 in back and their margins are 20, I just weirdly did the math, so it's simplified. They're fine with that 20. You won't survive on that. Um, because they have like 100,000 clients across the country, and you just can max service five if you're doing in person or whatever. Oh, sorry, not five, like 50 or something. Again, depends on whatever your capacity is. Definitely not that high, right? Anyway, so lead magnet, you want to bring people in because, especially in the beginning, most people don't know you. This might sound contradictory, but it's not. The more irresistible the offer is, the more people can come in, and you definitely want to make irresistible offers. You definitely want to bring them in. But at the same time, it's more important for you to set the fulfillment and sell the ascension and set the next steps in place so that when they come in, you're able to ascend them, get them to commit for longer programs or get them to invest more in the business so that you can impact their life and you can make a difference, and then you can also further scale and live your dreams and all those things, right? And that is definitely the goal. Without that, you're just a churn, crash and burn machine. All right. So the players that I'm going to mention on the next slide are the ones that do generally work very well, and they enable you ultimately to sell high ticket, which is the goal here, right? So let's do that. First one being free educational events, virtual or in person. Normally done one to many. Recommended to do this live. I'm not talking about the pre-recorded ones. They don't work anymore. They used to work in 2010. They don't work now. So also I've been in this industry, so I've done like hundreds of them and seen some of the biggest up close, and they work. People do them, and the reason they work is you're able to get a lot of people in one room, let's just say, whether it's Zoom or whether it's in person, and instead of doing like 100 one-on-ones, you take all that energy and that you spend that in those 1 to 2 hours if you're doing a small one. It's different if you're doing a full day session. Still, all that effort, all the energy, all that quality can be spent in talking to a large group at once, doing one to many, and then you make your pitch towards the end. You warm them up, you show them testimonials, you provide them value, you educate them, all of those things. And then there are always going to be 10% of people or 15% that love you right away. There are going to be 15% who hate you. There are going to be 70% in the middle who you need to persuade to go on either side. And depending on how ticket your offer is, many of them you can easily comfortably close 5 to 10% of the room onto a $3,000 to $5,000 program. It has consistently happened. It works really well. And you ask them questions, you ask them about what their problems are, you personalize it to them. Like it's the same thing you might be doing it for your friend who's coming to you for fitness advice. And you just like make it at scale and also try to cover different personality types in one go, right? But yeah, those are free ones. And the reason they work is for their attractive points are two things. First is it gives you really high leverage on your time. You can just do it once and get a lot of clients up front, collect a lot of cash up front as well. And also this other one being it doesn't require a lot of time. The only defect it has is some of you might not be comfortable selling. So that's a skill you need to develop, right? One to many sales. Other thing might be that it's like cash intensive upfront, especially if you're doing paid ads. So if you're filling the event through paid ads, you might be marketing or spending a grand or two in the first month on ads to get the people to show up onto the event. And then at the event, like if you're not able to close or you get a tech issue or something like that, then it also has higher risk. So this is like high risk, high return. It's the same leverage. The other one-on-ones spread the risk out, because if one consult with a client fails because you were having a bad day, it's not a big deal because there are 70 other coming up, right? Which brings me to the next ones. And also, caveat on the educational events is the leads that are coming in, you can sell them normally as well. So you can do both hybrid, one-on-one and one-to-many, which is even better and gives you multiple sales points. Right, next one being challenges. Fitness influencers love them, gym owners love them. They've been working for years and they will continue to work. The challenge by definition is a means for someone to push themselves to achieve something that they normally wouldn't and get a result. And there's usually a reward, and there's usually, a structured way where you commit yourself to something. And then by the time you're done with it, you get, and quite often, like most gyms would offer these group challenges, most coaches would offer them. They're free or low ticket. But the thing is, the best way to run a challenge that enables you to maximize the lifetime value is that once they come in for the challenge, and let's say the challenge fee is $50, or let's say you offer it free even, right? And that's the thing, the more irresistible the offer is, the more people will show up. Um, Even if all of them don't stay, the leverage you have is so high. So let's say I do a free challenge for 6 weeks. You might be like, that's a lot of value up front. Well, wait till you hear the rest. So let's say I do a free challenge, and everybody who shows up, they need to come in. If let's say we're operating it from a gym, or if even if we're doing it online, right? And this is also where, especially if you're starting out or if you're uh, somebody on the early ends, this works really well and allows you to scale really fast, where everybody who's committing to a challenge needs to do a one-on-one consult first to be able to tailor the program to them, or whatever reason you use during the consult. You ask them about what their goals are. Why is that important to them? My goal is to become, I don't know, lose 50 pounds in the next 3, 4 months or something, whatever they say. And that's important to me because, I don't like my kids looking at me like I'm big or whatever, and I want to be able to go on runs and hike or whatever they say. What have they done in the past? Uh, that didn't work to achieve that goal. And they'll be like, I tried CrossFit, it failed. How is the pain affecting their life? You scratch the pain, you make the pain harder, right? And then you might just tell them, you do a diagnostic sale, or you just do a gap selling process where you tell them, well, to get what you want, that's definitely not going to happen in 6 weeks. Or you educate them, these things, if you did, and if you did this during the challenge, it will help you get the real results, right? It won't happen in the time frame you've mentioned. So for me to help you and to help you get there, because you asked questions and you got them to admit what they were struggling with, many of you are good at sales, so you might already know this, and I'll cover sales later as well, based on proven plays. But then you try to get them to sign up for like a 12 to 18 week program or a high ticket program, right? Worst case, even if they don't convert, most of them, if they can't pay all up front, you offer them a payment plan. Even if they can't sign up for a payment plan, or you get them to the free challenge. And then what happens is on the second day, you do a nutrition consultation, and during that, you sell them supplements that covers the cost, right? Even on the other hand, would be those that stay by the second, third week will see enough value, even if they were for free, that they will likely sign up for ongoing thing because they want that experience, they want that energy. If they're horrible, they will churn out in the first um, few days. So the thing that you were imagining where how will you service all these clients for free, that doesn't happen. And even out of 5 people, you sell one on, let's say, a $1,500 program upfront, with $99 recurring or something, which I mentioned earlier, you're good. And that's the goal here. Next one being similar sales style, but the lead magnet is different. Instead of a challenge, we are offering them a giveaway. And the reason why I love this so much is like the leads are super cheap. Like if the giveaway is or lucky draw style campaign is done right, it gets you so many leads but you need to do it the right way and you need to qualify them the right way. And this allows you to do that, right? Especially in a market that is saturated with offers, you can make an even better offer. Offer them 1 year of free fitness coaching plus meal plans plus, all these things like whatever nutrition accountability. Um, Make like a really irresistible offer, personal guide on achieving your goals or whatever, right? It's like giving away a free Lambo. But what you do is everybody who signs up, first of all, you ask them qualifying questions. Same thing that I discussed for the challenge. You do that, and also on the challenge as well, when they're signing up, instead of just name, number, and email, what most people do, ask them a few gap creation questions, current state versus future state, where they are right now, where do they want to be, because it gives you enough details to call them and get them to show up or follow them up or add them into a sequence or whatever. Anyway, so giveaway, you ask them qualifying questions as well. And then you do the same thing where we can do two things. First one is after the submit, you send them an automated email that says, hey, unfortunately, you didn't win, but here's a coupon code with an expiry date, which you can use to sign up for this new program that we have, which will help you achieve your goals because we loved your product. And you might give one person the giveaway out of all that apply, and you might do that in 2, 3 months or whatever, right? But the cheaper leads and the high volume you get through giveaways is so much that it more than compensates for whatever offer you were giving. And at the same time, don't go too crazy with it, right? But you can make irresistible offers. Like I mentioned, like a whole year's worth of giveaways, those campaigns do work really well. Um, the other thing is that you sell one-on-one high ticket. You identify them, you close them, you might come book them in for an appointment next week, where if they said that they're trying to lose weight after a pregnancy, you say, hey, my friend also have the same issue. Are you available next week? I can give you personalized guidance on what to do. During that, you provide value, then you offer them a solution because they can't do it on their own, and then you try to get them to close. You close four out of like if you close 1 out of 5 appointments, you make one sale for 1,500, you still get much higher returns than those of you that are selling $70 per 1 hour in your personal training or whatever, right? And then those guys generally stay for longer as well. Last one are various free low-ticket lead magnets. These could be trainings, rehearsals, ebooks, guides, all of that random stuff that is out there, right? But again, same thing. It leads to a call. It leads to, even if you have upsells, downsells, still you want to be able to have a one-on-one or a sales process that can sell them high ticket, because most people won't sign up for a $2,000 to $5,000 program on a page. You need to call them, or you need to be able to, you know, bring them in like an environment where they can ask questions or they can engage, and they have somebody with them, which is much more efficient and allows you to sell. And if you do the maths, you'd realize this is what most people are not willing to do. The ones who do it make a lot more than the ones who can't, right? And if you're somebody who's offering free consults or discovery calls anyways, just rebrand them and repackage that in the better way so you differentiate yourself from everyone else. And then you have an actual system to sell them, right? Because like again, you market really hard, so you get a lot of leads. You sell them, you set up appointments, and you try to fill out your calendar to the max capacity and you make the most, because there is a difference between perceived value and the actual value. Like if you're somebody who doesn't have much going on in their life right now, or you're just starting out, it's absolutely acceptable for you to build the skill of sales. It's like you're getting paid to practice, right? So you can spend the whole day, because otherwise, if you were going to watch Netflix, or if you were going to relax around, why don't you spend the same time taking some more calls? Even if you think your time was worth $30 for 30 minutes or whatever, I promise you'll make so much more. And again, I covered this in the previous video as well. The only reason you think it's not possible is because you think you don't have the skill of sales, of nurturing, of attracting the right audience, of marketing. But that's what we are going to develop. And how else are you going to develop that skill if you don't do it, right? So let's do it. Let's build the skills that would be in a person who would be a market leader in the industry. To get what you want, you have to deserve what you want. It is possible, like you need to be willing to pay the price. But the thing is, it's not that difficult once you start and you habituate yourself to it, it becomes much easier. Most people never start. Before I go, I'll just show you some real life examples. um, of businesses of these plays happening, right? So let's go back to the same page. On that note, this is an example like, yeah, teaser, you get access to go high level, but I have already built a lot of these templates for you, so you can already reactivate them as soon as you get access. So this is the Lady Boss Challenge, which was one of the $1 million funnels. And so it was like a really cheap 30 days, $1 challenge which yeah, it's priced at $1. It shows you all the testimonials, the pain that you might be struggling with, relatability, reward, all the things that you get access to, all the social proof and transformations, and then the stack where you get daily videos, you get simple help. Honestly, this was just a series of videos emailed to you every single day. But what it does is many people sign up for the upsell. The remainder, their sales team closes them on their community programs and things like that, right? Um, just $1, but it's not the $1. It's what happens after the $1, which you can't see yet, but that's where you make the money. And yeah, I covered that. But this is an example of one of the fourth type, which is like an irresistible offer, which is really cheap, but has a higher upsell potential, which monetizes the person, right? And also, this person at this stage is scalable enough that even if her revenue per person is not as high, she would still be fine because she has more volume and team to sustain that. This one being, um, what is this thing? I think this was a master class. Yeah, this is a VSL. This is also what falls back into the fourth category, which was midlifers. It's specific. On that one, I literally Google searched these and pulled them on while I was scrolling the ads library. So these are not, there's nothing special about these. I'm just using these for example in case you didn't understand what I meant back then. So pre-recorded masterclass. You enter your name number. These guys are not even capturing email address. Sorry, the phone number. So like seriously, it's wasted opportunity. Still, you enter those details. Let's say I select that and I enter my email address. I go to the masterclass and then they prompt you to book in a call. Um, yeah. Second page, book in a call. This is an efficient process. We'll teach you how to run more efficient ones in the future, but just to get you an idea. Offer the free offer that leads to a call, right? Third one was this one, which was by Sam Wood, which was like an 8 week virtual challenge that in which you get all of these amazing things and you can sign up for it. But again, the challenge is a way for them to monetize. And he has more high ticket coaching programs and value ladders and things that he funnels people into through this. 8 week challenge. These are for in-person physical gyms, right? Same strategy that I mentioned earlier works here. You get access to all of these things. And this one is for like, I don't know, they haven't even mentioned the price, which is a bit annoying. Um, I mean, yeah, this is something else people do in the challenge. If it's paid, you don't normally mention the price, but then what ends up happening is, um, I'm wondering if I should try this, but then I'll get a sales call. It's sometimes fun just to opt in and see how different facilities sell. So the best way to understand how, or just get some feedback as well on sales skills and strategies and processes is just opt in for gyms and then have their salespeople call you and then throw them objections and see if this person knows something that you don't. Otherwise, like if you're good, just get your hands on deck and start playing with the actual ads and everything else. This was an example of a giveaway, right? Again, not the most efficient because a year you're getting access to all of these things, which is program valued at $1,000. You get 3 coaching sessions, online, custom, all of these things. But the reason why I said it's inefficient because it gets the point right. So, which is why I still want to show it. Where besides the name, number, and email, they ask you about your baseline, what your weight is, activity level, objectives, what do you want, what's your commitment level, what have you tried before, do you have any requirements, forget that. But yeah, so they're asking you questions, which I assume their team will use to then follow up and convert you. I would just have less questions and either use a type form or something that doesn't put this as much on the face. But still doesn't matter because if the offer is irresistible, they'll still get so many leads that people will still sign up. And an irresistible offer can make up for inefficient funnel, inefficient ads, inefficient sales even. The better the offer is, the more volume you get, the easier it will be to sell people, even if your sales are horrible. And that's why lucky draw-based giveaways are one of the favorites that I have seen work so well. But yeah, here are some examples of the players that allow you to maximize your LTV per client, and that's what we're going to focus on in the remaining lessons, right? Also, besides that, if during this process any of you do have any questions, you can just email us. Now, depending on when you're watching this, our email address might be different. It will likely be admin@theprojectstarlet.com, or just reach out to us on socials or reach out to me on social, which is various Trevior. You'll find my name there. And if you get stuck or anything like that right throughout this program and you want to get some clarity on something. But yeah, that should be it. I assume right now this is still something that's free, but if it's for a personal team, yeah, just reach out. It's fine. All right, I'll see you guys in the next call.